Hello, and welcome to the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Show, um, presented by Biograss. This is the webinar, and we want to welcome all exhibitors to this webinar. We hope all of you will watch this webinar, and hopefully it will answer questions and help prepare you for the show. So let's go ahead and get started. This webinar is sponsored by FinWise Bank. FinWise Bank will also be sponsoring in the Exhibitor Lounge, which will be located in meeting room 200C, and we will talk about that a little bit later. FinWise Bank is there to help you and your customers to finance things like pianos, spas, home improvement. All of those things you can go to finwiseretail.com to get more information and to contact them. And as I said, they will be on site and they'll be in the Exhibitor Lounge, meeting room 200C during the show. And that kind of leads us to our sponsors and partners. We've got a lot of sponsors and partners in the show. We're very grateful and appreciative to our sponsors and partners. There's a list of them, and we love having them in the show. We appreciate all that they do for us. If you are looking for an opportunity to stand out from competitors, sponsorships can be a great way to do that, and feel free to contact us if you're interested. This is the team for the Home and Garden Show. If you've done shows with us in the past, you're probably very familiar with us. Becca Roper, Jared Snow, Carlton Edwards are sales reps. Ian Richmond is the assistant show manager, and he also has a bit of a territory that he sells as well. Natalie Vallone is the show office administrator. Lupe Marino is the operations coordinator. And I am Dave Mon, the show manager. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about tickets. We're going to talk about parking, entrances, exhibitor lounge, move in, move out, marketing, booth setup and rules, tips and tricks for a successful show. This year, we wanted to share some of the highlights of this show. We're really excited to have HGTV's Brian Baumler. Brian has multiple shows on HGTV. He also has a show that's broadcast on BYU TV, which is really popular in our market. So very well known in our market. As we've surveyed people that attend the show, he has consistently been right at the top of requested people to come. And so we're really excited to have him at this show. He'll be appearing on the stage both Friday and Saturday. We will also have the garden feature, and we changed the layout of the show. If you're familiar at all with the layout from past years, the gardens now extend all the way through the main aisle and to the center Hall 3 entrance to the show. So we're really excited about that. It's always a huge draw and why so many people come to this show. We have a garden market where it's specifically for companies that sell garden-related products, materials, that sort of thing. We have the Select Health Kitchen Stage, which will be going on in Hall 1. And Santo Taco will also be selling tacos over from where the garden design stage will be at the back of the gardens this year. So those are some of the features that we have in this year's show. We're really excited about those. Tickets, we will be, if you've done shows before, this is pretty normal. You're pretty used to this, but exhibitor tickets are now distributed through a promo code. So Natalie Vallone, you should have seen an email that came from her with your promo code. You can go on and redeem those yourself and print them out and hand them out to your customers, or you could simply go to social media, text, emails, whatever you'd like to do to distribute that promo code to your customers, to your friends, family, so that they could get into the show. Box office tickets are $12 and seniors are $8 for 55 and up. And we also offer a weekend pass, which is $15 for adults, $12 for seniors. We're also doing something with Mountain America Credit Union for this show. Anyone who has a mortgage with Mountain America Credit Union will be able to get 2 free tickets to the show, which that's 32,000 people. And so that's what we love about that is obviously highly qualified people who own a home and typically have good credit. There's a lot of good things. They're the perfect people to come to a home show. They're the customer that we're looking for. So we're really excited about that. Parking is a major issue often in our shows, and it's something that we really feel strongly that our exhibitors have a huge impact on. If you consider we have over 500 exhibitors in this show, we'll probably have about 530. If you just have 2 cars per exhibitor, that's 1,060 cars that will be taken up by exhibitors, or parking spaces that will be taken up by exhibitors. So we really need your help in allowing us to have our customers and people that attend the show to have parking spaces. So what we ask is everyone who works in your booth space from until 5 o'clock on Friday to park on the north side of the parking lot of the show. We have the entire building for this show. There's nobody else that has any shows going on. It's just our show. So we ask that you park on the north end of the building, and then starting at 5 p.m. on Friday through close, and then Saturday and Sunday, we ask that you park across the street at the in-contact parking structure. We will be running a shuttle from the in-contact parking structure right to the front door. So we really ask that you talk with your employees, talk with everyone who will be working at the show to use that and utilize that. We will be out stopping exhibitors from parking. So please also don't run us over. That's not very pleasant. And some people try to do that. So instead, please just follow the rules and allow us to have as many customers come into the show as possible for you. We will also be running the valet on Saturday. That's going to be presented and provided by Xfinity, and we really appreciate Xfinity doing that. The nice thing to that is that we can park more cars in a smaller area because it's a controlled spot, and it's just a really nice feature for people that attend the show. They don't have to worry about trying to find a spot. They just pull right up to that and can walk right into the show. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Lupe Marino. She's going to take over and wow you with whatever it is that she wants to share.
All right. So I'm going to wow you with some entrance and exit information, and as well as will call. For this show, as Dave mentioned, we do have the entire building. So we have 3 entrances and 3 exits for you. We'll have the entrance in Hall 1 in the south end of the building, Hall 3 right in the middle, and then Hall 5 in the north end of the building. So even for you exhibitors who were asking to park in the north end, there's an entrance right as you walk in through those north doors. And so once you have your badge, you can just walk right in through those doors. You don't have to go all the way to the south end. The show office, which is located in 200A, is no longer an exhibitor entrance. I know in years past, that was where you entered, and that has changed recently within the last year or so. So you'll just use your badge and you'll go in through the main doors using that badge. Will call will still be located in the south lobby, right by the box office and security. So you can stop by there if you don't have your badge yet and just pick it up from Will Call. They should have that there for you beginning Friday at 11. If you need to drop off any tickets or leave your badges for your staff, you can do that at Will Call as well. Badges that aren't picked up during move-in will be there. And you can drop them off at the end of the night so that you don't have to leave it at home. Your dog ate it, forgot it in the car, so forth. Drop it off at the end of the night. We'll happily hold it for you and you can pick it up in the morning. Bill Club will be there throughout the show, so all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for your convenience. The Exhibitor Lounge, as Dave mentioned, is sponsored by Finwise. That will be located in the meeting room 200C. The Home Mag is also sponsoring that for you. They'll have snacks and drinks and seating area and just kind of provide a nice, chill, relaxed space for you. You can access 200C just going through that corridor right next to the show office or those seating areas where most of you have lunch. You can get to that back door just right through that corridor. Your move-in map this year, you'll notice, is a little intense. Because we did move the structure of the gardens around, it of course impacted how we can move you all in. So to add a little ease, we've added an entire day, an extra day of move-in. So you'll see that the yellow and the orange section now move in on Tuesday. Prior years, all move-ins have been done on Wednesday. So this will give you guys a whole nother day to move in, to spread it out so we don't have so many vehicles in there. And hopefully you guys will feel a little less congested. You'll notice your drive-in times, you have about 3-hour blocks. That's for you to come in, bring your vehicle, unload it into your booth space quickly, and remove your vehicle quickly so that we can get everyone in and out. Everyone in the purple section has a little bit of a awesome time frame. Some of you have received calls from me. Some of you will be receiving calls from me, so we can work through that together. As well as any of you big guys who are used to moving in Wednesday at 10. That's not the case this show. You will have to stay within your move-in time frame. I feel confident that even having you wait until your move-in day, you will still have plenty of time as most of the show is moving in on Wednesday, which is the day, again, that you are used to moving in. So please work with us. Be patient with us. If you need to really move in at a different time than what you are scheduled, feel free to reach out to either Dave or myself or your sales rep, and we will work with you to try to make that happen. But please communicate that with us so that it is less stressful for you and you have an enjoyable move-in experience.
I think also it's worth mentioning, we wanted to make sure that there was less traffic on the show floor during move-in. And so you'll notice there's more move-in times, but we've started it earlier. So in the past, we started move-in on Wednesday, and now we're moving in on Tuesday. So we've extended it another day. That will give bigger breaks and hopefully reduce the traffic and make it more accessible for everyone during their move-in time. So it's just really important that you stick to your move-in time if you're going to drive in. If you're hand carrying stuff in, you don't have to. But nope. But if you're driving in, make sure that you hit that move-in time because you won't have an opportunity outside of that.
Correct. And if you are hand carrying in, your booth will not be set up until your scheduled time. So you are more than welcome to hand carry in. Just know if you're in, say, the gray section, those booth spaces will not be ready for you until Wednesday afternoon. So again, if you need to have an exception made, feel free to reach out to us and we will work with you.
And if you need to find this map,
you can find it on your exhibitor kit by going to our website, saltlaketribunehomeshow.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page, click exhibitor kit, and it is right there for you. It was also embedded in the email you received from Natalie.
Yeah, that's right.
Regarding your promo codes.
That's right.
So please, if you want us to email it to you, we're happy to do that as well.
Absolutely, we are.
Or text it to you. I'm happy to do that as well.
Sure. Lupe's a great texter.
And move out. We know come Sunday we are all tired and everyone wants to go home. Please just note we will not allow drive-in into the building prior to 8 p.m. One, that allows the decorator, Modern Expo, to roll up carpet and get that all out of the way so you guys can drive in. And two, it allows those small guys that can hand carry out to do so and help clear up some of that space so you bigger guys can get vehicles in. Now, if Modern should happen to have the carpet rolled up prior to 8 o'clock, we still will not allow drive-in. 8 o'clock will be drive-in time. So please go have a bite, have some dinner, have a drink, come back around 8, and you should be good to go to drive in with no hassle. We do ask that you have your exhibit space completely cleared out Monday, March 9th by noon. If you're in that red zone in the map that we just showed you, those spaces do have to be out Sunday night right away as they're right in front of the dock door, and that will interfere with everyone kind of driving in and driving out. We don't want your booths to get ran over or hit or damaged in any way. So if you are in the red zone, please make plans to be moved out Sunday night, right as the show closes. You can start hand carrying, and then at 8, just drive in, load up, and head out. And again, if you have any questions or can't make that work, please, by all means, feel free to reach out to us. You can contact us here. This is Dave's and my info. You can email, call us, however you'd like, and we will be happy to help you.
One thing I also just want to reiterate on the move out, please do not break down and start moving out until 6 p.m. It happens every show. It's something that's really frustrating for us. We still have consumers out on the show floor. It's something that we have to battle and fight with every single show. And we just ask that you wait until 6 p.m. to start breaking down your booth space and start moving out. All right.
Back to you.
Back to me. Thank you. So marketing the show is obviously something that we take very serious, and we really put a lot of time, effort, and money into marketing the show. And I think it's one of the things that really sets apart the marketplace event shows from other shows that are done. The amount of money and the effort and time we spend into marketing the shows produces the valuable customers that we get to the show. And so I wanted to just share with you guys how we're marketing this show. We've got TV. We're advertising with KUTV2, KSL, KSTU, Comcast, all of those stations. You'll see commercials for the show. You'll see commercials on all of those stations. And I want to show you what that commercial looks like. So this is the commercial. And yeah, that's a puppy for Amanda at the end. Amanda Bates, one of the people that work with us. She loves puppies. But anyway, this is the TV commercial that you'll see. Okay, so that's our TV commercial, and then our radio. You're gonna hear our radio ads on all of those stations. We do a lot of radio advertising, and this will be what you'll hear if you hear our radio ad. So that probably sounds somewhat familiar to you if you did our January show or were in the market during that. Mike Rowe is one of our partners for marketplace events and is a partner for our show. We will also be advertising on static billboards, digital boards, and bus tails. And so you'll see these out in the market as you're driving around or out and about. We also will be advertising on Salt Lake Tribune newspaper and Deseret News. And mailers. We've got multiple mailers. We've got Hometown Values, RSVP, and Valpak that are all sent to homes all around the Wasatch Front, as well as our own show guide, which goes to 40,000 homes and is also distributed at the show. And then we also do digital marketing with Google, Facebook, Twitter, Xfinity, KSL.com, SaltLakeTribune.com, and email campaigns. If you have any questions, again, contact myself or Lupe, or any of your sales reps, anyone in the office. We're all here and ready to help you. All right, Loops.
Back to me.
Back to you.
Oh man, that was fast.
It was.
All right, so just to go over a few do's and don'ts that you have a great looking booth, professional looking booth, and a good experience at the show. We do require that you cover your entire booth space with some sort of professional flooring. If you don't have any, you can rent some from the show decorator, Modern Expo, and they will be on site in our show office, very convenient for you. So you can just get with them, let them know your booth space and size, and they can get you covered. We do ask that you stay within your contracted space. So if you booked a 10 by 10 space, that is the space that you get to sell out of. We don't allow any working in the aisles or anywhere outside of your booth space. If you have any tables, we do ask that you have them skirted nicely, no plastic skirting or sheets as skirts. So please make sure you use a professional looking skirt. Again, Modern Expo is there to help. They can help you skirt your table. Please make sure it's skirted on all four sides so that we don't see anything you're stashing under there. Any signage you are going to be using, please make sure it stays within your 8-foot back drape height limit and that it is professionally made. Handmade signs are not allowed, so grab a printer and just print it out if you don't want to have one made by some crazy expensive graphic place. At least use a printer, please. Do staff your booth at all times. We know you guys get hungry, need quick breaks. Leave one of your staff members in your booth. There's nothing worse than having a consumer come and say, well, I came to talk to ABC company, but no one is in there. And so I went with DBD company instead. So for any of you guys that will be using open flames of any sort, you do have to have a permit from Sandy City Fire Department. They require that. It's good for 1 year once you have that. Okay.
Well, we updated that
Yes,
slide, but
did.
it didn't show
I see
on
that.
there. So
Technical difficulties.
yeah.
So we do ask that you have that in place prior to show open. You can obtain that or find out if you need one by contacting Captain Gerald Strebel, and he is the fire marshal for our show. So he will be walking around Friday and making sure everyone is within those permits and has them. Any open flames, candles, fire pits, fireplaces, you all need one. So please make sure to contact him. His contact info is there for you, 801-201-2238, or you can email him at gstrebel@sandy.utah.gov, and he's happy to help.
Sorry, I didn't try to. I wasn't trying to mess up your mojo.
You're totally fine. So some electrical do's and don'ts. Sandy City is cracking down on this very much from this show going forward. A lot of you have had to change your setup because of these things, but please know they are cracking down. So you can't use those triple taps on top of triple taps on top of triple taps. You can't connect extension cords to extension cords. It's a fire hazard. It is dangerous. They're going to make you change it. So if you get a tag from the fire marshal, please get with Modern Expo and they can help remedy that for you and give you the proper power requirements that you need. So just know, if you would like a copy of this, I believe it's on your exhibitor kit. If not, it will be. And if you would like it emailed, we can do that too. But please, 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 please keep in mind, they are strongly going to be looking at this from now on. So just important reminders, your booth does include pipe and drape to booth out or to, call out what space is yours. Your height limit is 8 feet in the back and 3 on the sides. Now, if for any reason you are going to use hard walls or anything like that, please make sure it's covered on all sides. We don't want to see any unsightly, unfinished walls on the back. If you have any signage or pop-up banners, things like that, those do need to remain in the 8-foot height requirement unless you're in a 20 by 20 space or larger or up against the perimeter wall. We can chat with you about that and see if it's something we'll allow. But 20 by 20 space or larger are the only ones that can go above the 8-foot. Any signs that you have, please make sure they're professionally made and that all sides of your frames and hard walls are finished. And don't forget to get your flame permit by contacting Captain Gerald. Dave?
Oh, thank you, Lupe.
You're welcome.
So being a successful exhibitor, we want to make sure that everyone understands how to become a successful exhibitor. And there are people who have been doing these shows for 30 years. And they continue to do the show because of how successful it is for them and what it does for their business. And I love to talk with some of those people and get ideas and thoughts on how they are so successful and what it is that they do. And these are some of the things that I've noticed and also gained knowledge in from asking them and questioning them on their success in the shows. One is booth location matters. If you want, depending on what you're looking for, some people want to see as many people as they possibly can, and so they're going to want to be near one of the entrances or in the center of the show. That's who's going to see the most people. Sometimes it's, I want to sell at the show. And if I'm trying to sell, being the very first person someone sees is not necessarily the best thing for you. So it's going to depend on what your goal is. And that's something that you should think about before you sign up for the show and do the show is what's your goal? What's your plan? And how are you going to make it successful? Booth location matters a lot. And consulting with your sales rep or myself or Lupe on best booth locations, we're happy to help give you some advice on that. Being approachable in your booth space. Set up your space to be inviting for people. So you do not want it to be set up where you're having to go out into the aisle or people are standing out in the aisle that are talking to you. Just like you would rather not go and talk to someone. Let's say you go to someone's door, you would feel better about being invited into the house as opposed to just standing out on the porch. The same thing can be said of a booth space. You want to make sure that it's inviting and that you're able to bring people in. Next would be display and focus on what you want to sell. So there's a lot of people who overwhelm consumers with their booth space. They think I sell all of these things, so I'm going to tell people about all of these things. And what ends up happening is people get overwhelmed and aren't sure that they want any of those things. Instead, focus on the thing that you do best and what you do. If someone asks you about some of those other things, then you're happy to talk to them about it and let them know that you sell those. But focus on what it is that you do best and the thing that makes you the most money. That's going to be the most successful thing for you. Next would be people want a consultant, not a salesperson. So if you've ever talked to someone, and I'm sure you've been sold to because we've all been sold to, if you feel like the person is interested in you and wants to help you as opposed to wants to sell to you and wants it for themselves, that's a totally different feeling, and you're not going to be nearly as happy to buy from someone that you feel is just in it for them. Instead, you want to be a consultant and a help to that person. And by doing that, they're going to feel much better about buying from you. Next would be ask questions and listen to what people say. It's amazing how many salespeople never ask a single question. Instead, they just go through this spiel, and then at the end of it, they say, are you going to buy it? Instead, ask people what they're looking for, what their goals are, and have an actual conversation with them and learn about them. And if you do that, you're going to be far more successful in turning those people into a sale for you. Next would be have a goal and measure the success. I'm amazed with how many people I talk to, especially first-time people that do the show, that they basically say, well, I didn't know what I would get. So I was just kind of going in to learn from it. They're usually not as successful. The people that are most successful are the people that have a goal, have an idea of what they want, what they're looking for. And maybe that goal is, I'm going to try to help as many people as I possibly can. By doing that, you're going to be more successful. And the last thing, follow up. Every show, I get told about one exhibitor or another exhibitor that a consumer talked to at the show and never followed up. Why do the show and get a customer and then never follow up with them? Now, that said, sometimes you might talk to a consumer and you might realize that's not the consumer you want. It's not the customer that you want. Maybe their job isn't worth it for you. Be honest with them and qualify those customers right at the time that you talk with them. I talked with one of our longtime exhibitors who goes and says, look, I start at this amount of money and I go up from there. So if that's outside of your budget, I'm not the right person for you and you need to talk with someone else. I also have talked to a lot of exhibitors who are busy, just like yourselves. They already have a lot of business and they're doing the show to get better business. So by having a face-to-face conversation with people, they can qualify the customer and know, okay, I'm only looking for this type of customer, and that's what I'm going to take when I come to the show. And when I talk to someone that's not that customer, I'm going to let them know that it's not a fit. So think about those things while you're exhibiting in the show, and I think you'll be more successful. Something we also like to do is recognize our exhibitors. And we always do some awards during the show. For this March show, we also have a Garden Space Award. We change up the awards every once in a while, but this last show, our Salt Lake Home Show in January, we had 3 different awards. We gave Boxwood Homes the best new exhibitor, and you can see a picture of their booth there. We had a best tenured exhibitor, and that's an exhibitor, and that was Comfort Solutions. That's an exhibitor who's been doing the show for a number of years, but maybe they did something to change up their booth space and make it better. That LED lighting that was on their fireplace was really cool and new, and so we recognize them for that. And then our best in show, which is a booth space that we feel like really demonstrates what people do and is really nice to look at. And you can see that one from Dwellify from the January show. Beautiful kitchen, looked great right there on the main aisle. Love that. So look for that and try to make your booth space as good as it can be, because we would love to come and bring you an award.
I would love to see more award work.
Oh, Lupe loves it.
I love giving away awards.
She's an award giver for sure. Last thing, we have our show office. It's located in Suite 200A, which is right inside from the concession seating area at, what is that, Hall 2? Hall 3?
It's
Hall 2?
It's right around the 900, 1000 aisle.
Yeah. So I just walk it. I don't really pay attention. But our office hours, we should have probably updated this. We will have office hours on Tuesday as well. So we're going to have it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. And then Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then Sunday 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. The show will be open. It's longer hours, and we always hear from people, oh, the show is too long. the thing is if people are still there at 9:30 at night.
Yep.
And if we don't do it, there's going to be less people earlier. So that's why we have the show open until 10 p.m. So Friday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you need anything, feel free to come into the show office and talk with us. We're always there to help. We hope you have a very successful show. And as mentioned earlier, if you need anything, please reach out to myself, Dave Mon, or Lupe Marino, or any of our office staff, and we're happy to help you. And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good. Next week.
Well,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, all right. She's getting ahead of herself.
I am ahead of myself.
All right, thanks.